Hello YouTube, I'm Morphin and you're watching my Hearts of Iron 3 Germany Let's Play. The year is 1936, we are quite close at 1937, waiting for next year so I can order up the next set of the technologies. In 1937 I will be able to research 1938 technologies without a penalty. So let's speed up, playing at a maximum speed. And waiting for next year. Soon we will be able to annex Austria. I can lower down the espionage since I have more than 100 free spies, and I can also lower down the diplomacy slider. Let's check out my influence. I'm influencing Hungary, Romania, Yugoslavia and USA. Europe, neighbors. I think I can stop the influence on Hungary now, because they can already join my faction. Yep, you can see that they are fully on my side, so I can stop influencing them and wasting my leadership points. And they will join quite soon, but they still don't feel a threat from other nations, and they will not ask from me to join my faction until they feel a high threat from other nations. So let's stop the influence on Yugoslavia, Hungary, and I can even stop influencing Romania. But no, I can see that United Kingdom is also influencing them, so I will keep on. Let's now lower down diplomacy slider. I don't need more spies and I don't need officers because I'm at 140%, but currently it's December of 1936. So I will be able to queue up the next set of technologies in a few days, December 24th, 25th, 26th. Waiting for 1937. And that's it. 1st January 1937. Look how many diplomatic points I have. 193. So I can lower down diplomacy and rise the research. Let's queue up the infantry. Infantry. Improve medium tanks. Artillery, which is very important. Artillery have a huge soft attack, and I will definitely recommend you to play with artillery and combine them with your infantry divisions and self-propelled artillery with your fast and mobile divisions like motorized or mechanized infantry, light tanks, medium tanks, everything. Armored car gun. Armored cars are good for suppressing the rebels, because later in game when you occupy another countries you will have to position some units and keep them as a suppression on that type of units when there is a high risk of revolts. So I usually build a cavalry and combine them with armored cars for suppressing the rebels. Armored cars are good because they you have soft and hard units, and that can vary on a divisional level. That can vary between let's say 25% softness, 100 to 100% softness. So let me show you. Armored car have a softness of 45%, while cavalry, which is also good for suppressing the rebels, have softness of 100%. And I don't want to have such a only soft divisions to suppress and fight the rebels, because sometimes rebels can be tough, not always, but sometimes. So let's say I have 2 brigades of cavalry and I add a 1 brigade of armored car. You can see that softness have dropped from 100% to 81%, which this is not 100% soft target. So combination is quite important, and this type of a division is great for suppressing the rebels. You can see that it have a suppression rating of 3, soft attack 9, hard attack 0. But suppression is important and a bit lower softness. So that's the only reason I want to improve my armored cars. If you're not playing Germany, if you play some other nation with lower leadership and you cannot allow yourself to invest into armored cars, then don't do it. It's not important. But if you have huge amount of leadership like I have now, then you can allow yourself at least to improve the guns or armor of your armored cars. But if you improve the armor, you can see that you will lose a maximum speed, minus 0.30. So I will not upgrade the armor anymore, only a gun. Let's check out the other text that I need. Bombers. Fighters. Now I can research a multi-role fighter, and I will do it because multi-role fighters have a much higher range than interceptors, and they are really effective for air superiority missions. And if you don't know the difference between air superiority and air intercept, I will explain you that in a moment. Just let me set up the text that I need. Let's research the first aid, which will lower the attrition on occupied areas. Supply transportation, organization and defense. I was already talking about it in one of the previous recordings. If you didn't watch the previous recordings, I definitely recommend you to watch. First part is a bit boring maybe because it's only introductional video where I'm trying to set up everything, but second, third and fourth and even fifth recordings are quite interesting, and I'm sure that they can be useful for beginners, because I have a feeling that I did quite a good job in explaining all the different things. What am I doing and why am I doing that? So I will definitely recommend you to watch first 5 parts. You can skip the first one, but definitely must watch all the others. If you are a beginner, you will learn something for sure. And that should be it, at least for now. And we can speed up again. I have some units to deploy. tests done. Now I can build or recruit marines, which I still don't need. Let's reorganize. I will detach those guys from the first army. I will detach those guys from the first army and those guys here. First army will go up. I can attach this corps to the first army. So first army will be this northern part, and those divisions over here will be assigned to new army. Just hold down the shift key, and that way you can select all HQs that you need, like this. Whoop, whoop. Alright, now we have a third army which will go up over here, and I will attach it to a first army group. Now I didn't saw this event. Are there not any effects? You can mouse over your flag to see all the current effects of some various events. You can see that we have a nationalization of the private sector. I see +8%. My free spies are dropping. Let's assign more leadership into espionage, like this. So research points are currently at 0, but only until I get enough free spies. I want to rise that number up as fast as I can, so I'm investing all my free leadership into spies. Now I have around 50 free spies, and I can move the slider back to the research again. I need a leader for this army. Army HQ leaders should be around skill 4, 3 or 4, because each skill level will increase the organization by 1%. Let's assign. We have two infantry corps and 1 panzer corps, but I will assign 1 more panzer corps and probably 1 more infantry corps. So let's give it this guy is quite good. Hauser, logistic wizard, offensive doctrine, battle master. Let's go with hot. He's skill 3. And unpause the game. Whoa, look how many units I have to deploy now. Let's lower down the game a little bit. And let's deploy those panzer divisions. Assign a leader immediately. I was already talking about it, I think. Each time you assign a leader to a division, that division will lose 50% of the organization. So if you assign a leader just after the deployment, you will not lose any organization, because your divisions then have 0 organization. You can see that those newly deployed units have organization of 0. And if I assign a new leader, I will lose 50% from 0. Alright, let's attach those guys to another corps and attach that corps to the 3rd army. I need a leader. As I already said, leaders of the Corps HQ will improve the chance of a reserve divisions entering the combat. So I am looking for someone with a low skill but with a good traits, because all those, you can see that leader of 9th Corps have offensive doctrine plus 10%, and each time for each HQ down below in the chain, that trait gets halved down. So this corps, 9th Corps, will have 10% offense, but these divisions down there will get 50% out of it. So each of those divisions will get 5% offense. 5% offense, and that's a lot. But if I have assigned that leader to, let's say, a theater, or let's say army group, then it will be much less. This army group will get 10% offense, this army will get 5% offense, corps will get 2.5% offense, and each division will get 1.25% offense. So it's not much, but if you take a look at the number of divisions, 1.25, 125, 125, 125, 125, it's quite a lot. But I will recommend you to assign leaders with a good traits to Corps HQ. That way your divisions will get maximum out of the traits, while on the other side you are looking for a leader with a low skill, because each skill level will improve a chance of a reserve division entering the combat, which is not so important. For everything related to a leader's skills and traits, you can look at the Hearts of Iron 3 wiki. I will post you a link in the description. So all of those technical questions, and if you're looking for precise numbers, you can find all those numbers on a Wikipedia page. Agricultural Advance. Let's remove that technology out from the queue. We have another decision available, which is Anschluss of Austria. And it happened before the time, because if you mouse over this sign, you can see that it must be at least 1st March of 1938. And currently it is May of 1937. But what I did was rising the popularity of my party in Austria. And you can see one of the following must be true. NSDAP has organization of at least 40 or popularity above 40. And they have it, because my spies did a good job. And I can Anschluss the Austria before the time, which will give me 5 in dissent. I will lose 50 neutrality. Relationship with France, United Kingdom, Italy, Czechoslovakia and Hungary will be changed by a -10 or -5. I will get a 10 threat on all those nations around me, and I will gain course on all the provinces down below, and all the different stuff you can see in a tooltip. I also get 450 manpower. Germany annexed the Austria, which is now part of my country. Yeah! And soon I will annex one part of Czechoslovakia, which will also be a part of my country. Let's now merge all those divisions together in the same province, so I can reorganize them, because you can see that they are quite messed up. This division have only 2 brigades, 3 brigades, yeah. Look at this one have only 1 brigade inside. So I want to reorganize it. I also can invite Italy to the faction, to Axis, and let's do it. Italy. Invite them to a faction. and they will join. Italy is now part of the Axis, and we have another event which is Pact of the Steel. I will get supplies plus 5% and the research efficiency plus 5%. If you take a look at the strategic effects button, it is bottom right close to the minimap. Click on it and you can see that you have a lot of different strategic effects, and we have Pact of Steel. Mouse over the question mark and you will see all the prerequisites for that to happen. Germany is a member of Axis, Italy is a member of Axis. We also have a Polish corridor. I have one out of 2 requirements for that. I must play Germany, and Danzig is controlled by Germany, which is not. Danzig is here. It's still not controlled by Germany, but when I take over the control over the Danzig, I will get Polish corridor, naval organization plus 5% and supply throughput plus 1%. And you can see that there is a lot of strategic effects over here which can really boost the strength of your nation. If you get, not all, but if you get at least 25% of them, then you can get quite strong. Alright, let's deploy now the rest of the units that I have to. Those guys are attached to the 3rd Army. Let's move them down over here. Those are medium tanks and those are light tanks. Light tanks are much faster, so let's keep light tanks in the background and position medium tanks to the future front line with Czechoslovakia. Time to deploy my infantry divisions, which can go on a border with the Netherlands. Whoops. One, two, three, four, five. Alright, select them all. Let's unpause the game and assign the leaders. Assign the leaders. One of the most terrifying moments in my Hearts of Iron experience was war with Soviet Union. I was not so afraid of France or United Kingdom. I was afraid only of Soviet Union, and it was a really terrifying moment for me, but I have managed to pull that out and I've managed to win the war against Soviet Union. I will not say easily, it was a long-lasting war, but I won it. I won it. And I'm sure that you share similar fears, and it's okay. It's okay. Let's raise the consumer goods slider to lower down the dissent. You can see that current level of dissent gives me minus 4.9% industrial capacity. So let's raise the consumer goods up for just a few days. Invest all my industrial capacity into consumer goods. And after invested 220 IC you can see that availability of consumer goods affects dissent for minus 0.83 every day. Only 0.83, and I have invested 221 IC. Crazy. Really, really crazy. Let's bring that down. Alright, those guys are now merged together. First thing I want to do is disband the HQs. And what I can do is to upgrade these infantry brigades into a mountain divisions. Because if you click on a simplified terrain mode, you can see that we have a lot of mountains, hills. So mountain infantry is not only good for mountain terrains, but on hills also. Hills and woods and all the rough terrain, mountain infantry is good. Let's go on a production window, brigade division attachment, and let's see let's do a simple infantry division. Mouse over the terrain button. In hills they have attack of minus 30, in woods minus 10, and the mountains minus 50%. And let's now check out the mountain infantry. Look how many bonuses they have. On mountains they have attack not minus 50 but plus 10%. Look at this. On a hills, infantry had minus 30%, and this one have plus 10%. In woods, mountain infantry have attack minus 5%. In woods, minus 5%, while infantry have minus 10%. So difference is huge, and I will say that mountain division is amazingly good on rough terrain, not only mountains. So selecting all infantry divisions, and you can click on this little button over here and you will get an option to upgrade them into marine, mountain, or motorized. Later, when I research more technologies, I will be able to upgrade them in mechanized infantry and all different stuff. I can upgrade my artillery into a self-propellered artillery, and so on and so on. So let's upgrade into a mountain. Mountain. And now you can see how upgrading of your units looks like. You cannot move this division anymore. Cannot move them, but they are now placed in your production queue, and you're upgrading them for 1.54 IC per brigade, and that's a bit less. Then let's see, mountain infantry costs 2.79 if you want to build them, but if you want to upgrade infantry into mountain, you'll have to pay 1.54 IC for upgrading. So it's a little bit less IC for upgrading than for building it from scratch. Let's upgrade all into mountain. And of course you can see the progress of upgrading by just selecting that division. You can see upgrading progress is at 1.9%. Upgraded unit will have at least 45% experience inherited from previous unit or more. So if that unit had one amount of experience, then they will get at least 45% experience out of that unit, maybe even more. Quite simple, quite simple. This game is really simple. I don't know why people are so scared or so afraid to play it. You just need to start. You just need to start and play the game. And since this is a sandbox game, you don't have set of goals that you must do. You just need to turn on the game, load the game and play it. And all you have to do is react on different situations in a game. If there is something you don't know you want to do and you don't know how to do it, then search internet a little bit. Look on the forums, look on Wikipedia, or look videos like mine. I think that I did a quite good set of tutorials. Those first few recordings, I was watching them, and I think that they are really helpful for beginners, and I would really recommend you to watch it. If you know someone who needs a help around Hearts of Iron 3, please share this recording to them, and I'm sure that it will be helpful. It will be helpful. First recording is maybe a bit boring, but it's only an introductional video, but I'm 100% sure that second, third, fourth and fifth part of my Let's Play can be helpful to others. Because I'm not spamming you with all those different informations. I mean, I could record a 1 hour long tutorial and explain you and talk about different map mods and talk about what these numbers do, what this number means, what this tab, what you can do over here, what you can do in technology, what can you do in the politics, don't know, talk about bullshits. I think it's a much easier if you are watching someone play the game and he just needs to explain why he is doing the thing that he is doing. I think it's a much easier like that. Then if I go through all simplified terrain map mode, will show you this, this and this. Political map mode is this, this and this. Then we have intel map mode, then we have weather map mode. Come on, man. I'm playing the game and I never use those map modes. Maybe, I don't know. I use revolt risk map mode sometimes. I use resource map. I use air map mode. Victory points map mode. Only few map modes that I use really, really rarely. Mostly I'm at political map mode. So explaining you about different map modes, it's crazy. It's crazy. And what can you do in a diplomacy tab? What can you do in a production tab? Alright, I can do it. And why I want to do it, I don't know. You know what I mean. So I think that this type of tutorial is much better for beginners. When I'm playing, you can see the things that is happening on a screen, and I'm explaining why I'm doing all those different stuff that I do. Alright, it's a July of 1937. We are very close to the Second World War. I have some units to deploy. And you will see the rest in the next recording. I have just annexed the Austria. Next target on my mind is Czechoslovakia, where I will annex one part of Czechoslovakia diplomatically, and then I will attack them. I will probably occupy the rest of Czechoslovakia and proceed closer to Warsaw, Poland. That would be it. Thank you for watching, my friends. If you have any kind of questions, feel free to post a comment down below or on my Facebook page. You can find a link in the description. And until the next time, I wish you all the best and bye bye.